So if you come back at 7 Pacific or 7:30 Pacific, I will likely be there doing a reading. So there's that. Yes, Giselle agrees. She also thinks that it is a good educational program. And Giselle, I would agree with that, especially seeing how much you've grown. And if you guys are looking for very affordable readings, you can do those at oakbridgeinstitute.org. Anyway, here we are. So yeah, questions, thoughts, feelings, opinions, comments, concerns. What are you wondering about? I'm going to do this for like a very quick amount of time. However, if anyone wants to be a sitter for one of my developing mediums at the next hour, I'm open to making you my sitter for my medium. Mabel, what do your family think about you being a medium? They love it. They love it. I think Mabel won because Mabel wrote that really quickly. Mabel, I think you won. If you send me a direct message, it's about an hour. I'll probably need you for like 30 to 40 minutes on Zoom. So, but Giselle, I could need you another day. Angie, I could need you another day. So, around the same time. So it will be in like 20 minutes, Mabel. Are you around in 20 minutes? Is it possible that tingles or numbs start at the face, then arms? I'm trying to make it up. Absolutely, it can start there. 100%. It's going to be on Zoom. So if you send me a message, direct message, I can send you the Zoom link, and then you can, if that's cool. And it's not for me. My student's gonna read you, so I just want to be really clear that that's what's going on. So as long as you're cool with that, that would be awesome. So yeah. Questions, thoughts, feelings, opinions, wondering about mediumship development. Again, we are starting Foundations 1. This is the perfect moment to jump in. We only teach Foundations twice a year. We're starting that this week, Saturday at 10 a.m. Pacific for 7 weeks. I am sitting more and I feel I may actually be starting to experience the zone. Yeah, that's very possible. How do you define the zone? Wow. Brain, come on. I always laugh at the AI summaries. AI, Q and A on developing mediumship skills. At least this time is accurate. At least it's accurate this time. Also excited to be starting the psychic course at the end of this month. Woohoo! We would love that. We love that. We love doing all of these things. You're experiencing more in your meditations and you're loving it. What changed, Angie? What are some topics we could expect to hear about during Foundations? We're going to go over why we do mediumship. What's the value? What's the point of it? We're going to understand what our individual why are. We're going to talk about evil spirits, negative presences and attachments, and spoiler alert, there are none, but that is what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about all the clairs, though that's very brief because most people already know what that is. We're going to talk about the power. We're going to talk about sitting in the power. We're going to talk about what it is, how you do it. We're going to talk about learning how to let go and actually surrender. It's one thing to say, hey, you have to surrender and let go to be able to do mediumship. How to surrender properly or let go properly, then it makes it really, really difficult. We'll also talk about how to attune, so how to get into the state of awareness that will allow you to be able to perceive the spirit world. We'll talk about guides and how connecting with your guides, helping you to connect with your guides. We will talk about, you obviously make your link to the spirit world. So we'll be talking about how to make a link to the spirit world. And we're going to take you step by step into that process. We are going to learn how to feel, highly focusing on clairsentience as a foundation of your mediumship. We're going to talk about things that block you and keep you from being able to connect with the spirit, like desire, distraction, and expectation. So there are so many things, and there's much more that we're going to be covering, and you're going to get practical hands-on working time. So you get tons of things to do and learn about. So yeah, that's what you can expect in Foundations 1. And our last Foundations people who just finished, they did incredibly well. I mean, they're doing really, really well. We were very, 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 very impressed with our students who did Foundations, completed this Foundation series. So yeah. Giselle says, I recommend taking all 3 courses. Yep. Yeah. And now with Oakbridge, you can take Foundations 1 on its own. So you can sample it out, see how you feel about me and Megan, all that stuff. But Foundations 2 and 3 are done together. So they're basically one thing now. Because we find that people really have a lot of breakthroughs in Foundations 3, and they get nervous about because Foundations 2 is more difficult. So that's the one they have the most challenge with. I did circle with Dana and Matt, and I think I was the only one that hadn't taken Foundations. Oh, cool. It's nice to know that they're running the development circles that people are taking and our students are taking. That's fabulous. Oh, cool. Will it show up online together now? Yes. So you will only be able to purchase it, Foundations 2, all together. So like if you purchase all 3 together, that's one thing. But if you just get Foundations 1 by itself, which you can do, then when you go to buy Foundations 2, you have to pay for them together. So that you stay in it, because we want you to complete all of Foundations. Just taking Foundations 1 is great because it's all the things you're going to need to know foundationally for your mediumship connection. But you are missing so much more. There's so much more, and that's why the Foundation series really should be viewed as one thing. So yeah. What is on my... I could see something on my eye for a second. I think eyelash. So yeah, other questions, other thoughts. This is a quick online thing. I'm just popping on just for a short little moment so that I have something in my left eye, guys. I think it's an eyelash. I'm popping on just quickly so that any questions that you had before I jump in to do more work for today, because today's a long day of work. Hello, Nat. I'm doing well. Well, mostly well. My allergies have been really bad, and my lungs have not been happy in any way. That's been cool. What do you do on your year off? What did you do on your year off? Wait, tell me about my year off. Wait, what are you referring to, Mabel? My year off. Tell me more. I did not move. I was going to move, but we didn't end up moving. No, I can send you some healing. Thank you. That'd be sweet. I've been doing healing on myself every single night now to help. Oh, for my month. I was in South Africa for a month, not a year. But yes, I was in South Africa. And it was amazing. We went on safari, we ate delicious food, we traveled around. Yeah, not a year. I lived in Australia for a year, still that southern hemisphere, so maybe that's what you were thinking. But yeah, I was in South Africa for a month. It was beautiful. Africa's a really cool place. It's a very different energy from any other country that I've been to. Well, sorry, excuse me, any other continent that I've been to. South Africa specifically. Hello, Bamboozled Panda. I am doing pretty good. I'm just here briefly. Later on tonight, around 7:30 Pacific, I will be doing readings and connecting with people and all that good stuff. So yeah, thank you for sending that, Mabel. I will send you that as soon as I jump off of here. So yeah, then I'll be doing readings for people for free. Y'all can just show up. We'll do readings. It'll be great. I don't know if you felt the same, but parts of South Africa remind you of Laguna Beach. Yeah, for sure. I can totally see that. In fact, we were just in Laguna Beach the other day, and that is what my partner said. He's like, oh, you know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of Camps Bay. I was like, yeah, it's definitely giving Camps Bay. That's true. Haludana. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Is going to any place that has nice beaches, being a Southern Californian person, it doesn't hit the way I think it hits if you were to go and you're not from here. It doesn't hit the same, you know? Like I lived in Sydney for a year and I was like, yeah, these beaches are great. They look a lot like the ones at home. So, you know, not to knock Sydney. I'm sure you guys have really amazing beaches somewhere else in Australia. But you know, they were nice, and also they in Australia they had blue bottles, and those things will sting you. I don't got blue bottles here, although we do in our Southern California beaches have stingrays. Yeah, they don't come with the accent. That's true. But you know what? I used to love the accent. Not so much now. Not anymore. I've grown accustomed to other accents more so. Yes, we are definitely spoiled. That is very true. I actually used to be obsessed with Australians and Australia. But you know what? They say never meet your heroes. You know what I mean? Never meet your heroes. So there's that. And they're right. They're right, actually. No, that's not true. As Dana actually said, the only hero that you can meet where you're like, you know, wow, you actually live up to the hype is Eileen Davies. That's the only one you really feel like has lived up to the hype. Is your scholarship class or for the total program? It can be either. So we either give you a scholarship that will be the encompassing the entirety of all foundations 1 through 3, or we can give you scholarship for one of them or the other two. It doesn't matter. It's whatever is the need. I met mine and I still like him. I'm looking at him now. What? Who's that? Don't you dare say me. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. You're welcome, Heather. Yeah, just know that, guys. For any of you who are interested in developing your mediumship, we do offer partial scholarship. Aw, sweet Nat. Nat, you're just sweet. You're just being a sweetie. Just a little sweetie. Hello, Caroline. So just as a reminder, I am going live later tonight after I work out so that I can do readings for y'all. So if you want to see some readings or maybe even get one, I highly recommend returning at 7:30 later. If you are wanting to join us, we're starting our development, our Foundations 1 class. Starts in 6 days. Sunday, next or Saturday. Is that 5 days? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. If you count today, it's 6 days. If you don't count Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yes, if you count today, 6 days. If you don't count today, 5 days. So stoked for Foundations 1 to start. I heard from a few peeps who are starting. Amazing. Yes, Foundations 1 is the thing. It is one of the best classes you'll ever take, in my humble opinion. Okay, Johnny, we'll see you at 7:30. Michael, how do I get my grandparents to visit me in a dream visitation? You can ask. That's the best way to do it. They don't always necessarily will do it right away. However, many times that has happened. When I've wanted to have a visitation, I just asked every day pretty much, or asked like regularly, like, hey, that would be great if it was today. And then I would go to sleep. The problem is sometimes you might not remember it because sometimes they land right in the middle of your dreams, right? So you have normal dream, visitation, normal dreams. So sometimes that makes it difficult to remember. So they may be showing up. We just may be. You've asked and it never happens. Okay. Well, you got to be patient because you can't force it. I mean, there's not really anything you can do other than just keep asking. I mean, you can't force it. You can't make it happen. You can't trick it into being, unfortunately. Benjamin's, hello. I'm sorry to hear about your allergies. Thank you. That's very kind. So would you say consciousness is kind of a field or frequency that we mostly only partially tune into? Yeah, I think it's a great way to think about that, Benjamin's. The way that I see it is that our brain acts as a condenser of consciousness. So we are connected to something bigger. We are already connected to that. Our consciousness is being fed into this machine. Something about our brain allows us to be able to connect. And so it acts as a condenser so we can be present here. When we learn to quiet our thinking mind, when we learn to still our thinking mind, or maybe not even still is probably even too much. You don't even have to go that far to start to become aware of other things. You just have to start taking your attention away from here, bringing it into this feeling space. That's really where I feel like we really are able to connect into this bigger thing. But it requires less attention here on the thinking, on the brain, and more of a diffused awareness, more of a widened awareness. By doing so, I think you're becoming more and more aware of what you already are. And because you're connected to the spirit, because you're connected to consciousness, by taking your iris and you're opening your iris more and more and more and more and more and more, you're actually just becoming aware of what's already there. So the spirit people, they're already there. So the people that are, so psychic information, all that stuff, it's already there. It's already happening. So you're just becoming more aware of what's present, essentially, if that makes sense. Let's see. Just see if I missed anything. Okay, I actually have to go because I have to jump onto my session right now. I'm a minute late, so good job me. But I'll be back at 7:30 Pacific. So if you want to jump on and maybe get a reading, ask questions, whatever, I'll be back a little bit later this evening. So thank you so much, everybody, for popping on for the Q&A, asking some good questions. We will see you a little later. See ya.